Hey, what's up, everyone? Just wanted to give you guys an update. I know it's been an extremely long time, and a lot of you have asked how the tank is doing. So I'm going to go ahead and go through two things in this video. One is how and what I feed my fish in the tank and the coral, as well as the new updates and the new things that we've put into the tank since the last time you guys saw it. So let's check it out. So the first thing that I feed the fish pretty much once or every other day is going to be the RedSea AB+. This is just that extra coral food and nutritious stuff that it needs. It just seems to allow the colors to kind of come out a lot more. For this one, I'm only doing 15 milliliters. So you basically go to the little line that it has on there, and then you just drop that in your tank, which creates a cool little green tint. So all you do is take the 15 milliliters, just dump it on the tank, rinse out the little container in there, and then you'll see kind of that green little haze go all over the tank. The other thing about the AB Plus is you do have to make sure that you keep it refrigerated. So make sure that when you open it up, it does go right back into the refrigerator. It helps it keep it stay fresh and stuff like that. It does stay on the bottle to keep it refrigerated, so don't forget that. Otherwise it goes bad. So the next thing I have is Julian Springs seaweed. I have the purple seaweed. It's what they absolutely love, and it seems to be working. So all I do is half a sheet of this. There's probably a 3-inch by 3-inch sheet in there. So I do half of that once a day. And then unless I feed it frozen food, which I only feed frozen food about once a week. So, and I'll show you that here coming up. So one thing I've noticed about the seaweed is there is a smooth, shiny side, and then there's also a rough side. What I do is I put the rough side on the outside and fold it in half, and it seems to hold a lot better on my little magnetic clip that I have. So basically you'll just fold it in half, clip it on there. I clip it diagonal so it makes a diamond. That way they can get access to most of the sides, and they seem to clean it all up pretty well. So I have it on the clip. It's going to be diagonal like that. And then once it goes in, let me see if I can do this one-handed. Hold on. So you grab your magnet, pop it on, and then as you can tell, they will start going for it. So they see it's there, and all of a sudden, they go crazy for it. They absolutely love this seaweed. So that is everything that I feed in my tank pretty much daily, is just those two things. And it seems to be working really well. I will go into kind of the newer stuff that we got for the tank. We ended up going to Aquashella back in October, and got a lot of good little goodies that I'm going to show you guys. We spent quite a bit of money, but I'm very happy with how everything is turning out and the overall health of our tank and how minimal my maintenance is and everything like that. So let me go ahead and get into that, and I'll show you what we got. All right, so the first noticeable big change that we have is going to be the lights. I did end up getting rid of the AI Prime 16s that I had. I had 3 of them total originally that I was going to do. I've swapped them out for the Hydra 32s that are in white. Those we picked up at Aquashella for, I think, a pretty good deal, so that's why we grabbed them. The next thing you're going to see, and I'm going to go over the hardware first before anything else, just because that's where the biggest change is. So let me go ahead and show you that stuff. All right, so the biggest change you're gonna see is right over here. I did end up going with a dosing system, and you can see it in the back there a little bit. It's the Reefer 4-dose. We are dosing foundations A, B, and C. Right now the no pox is not dosing because I don't need it, but if something does happen in the tank, which I did have a cyano breakout about a couple months ago, but it's all done now. So if I do end up having something, I will end up dosing no pox, or if I have a high phosphate, stuff like that. But luckily, knock on wood, I have not had that, so I haven't had to use that at all. But right now the foundation A is your calcium, your B is going to be your alkalinity, and C is going to be magnesium. The only one that I really go through a lot is the alkalinity, because that's what the corals use for food as well. So I have a lot of coral in my tank, more than fish, so that's why it's going through that a lot quicker. But that has been awesome. I haven't had any issues. I ended up ordering / making 3D mounted plates. So all it does is it hooks into the caps, holds it nice and flush, and keeps that, you know, nice and clean and stuff like that. Everything else has pretty much stayed the same in here. The only difference is from the pumps, from the dosing pumps, I have the, you can kind of see on the side, I have the hoses coming down to the back of the tank where my return pump is, so it goes straight in. It doesn't get filtered at all. It goes just straight up into the tank. The other big changes are going to be the heater. I ended up screwing myself up, and when I drained this, I ended up frying my heater, so I had to get a new one. I did just get the same one because it's been working great, and who doesn't love their digital displays? So that's what we went with on that one. Still getting about 1.5 to 2 months on the reef mat. The skimmer is on its lowest setting and it's still doing really well. I have not had to use this at all, which is my phosphate killer, basically. It's a media reactor from, I think it's Nios. So I haven't had to use that at all. My UV pump has been staying great. It's been working really well. I have very little algae in the tank. And other than that, that's pretty much the only big changes to the tank hardware wise is going to be the doser and the 2 lights. And then now we'll get into the goodies, which are the coral. So right away, I'm going to show you kind of what we got from Aquashella. They had quite a bit of selections this time, and I could not have been happier with the prices that they had. So we got a Welso, I believe it's a rainbow one, but they couldn't tell me. And when we got it, it was super small, so it's gotten a lot more happier and stuff like that. I think because of the travel, they had their pricing definitely wrong, but I picked that up for $100, which, I mean, that's a steal for that. So, and then I also picked up, I'm not sure if it's a Welso or a Cyaneria, but I've picked up another one of these, which, I mean, is absolutely, these are by far my favorites. I built this tank because I wanted to have meats in my tank, so I could not be happier with that. Sorry, there's a lot of algae floating around that the fish are chasing, so they're getting their food, but as you can tell, little half sheet and it's already gone. We do have a couple torches, nothing fancy. Those are like $50, so I ended up picking them up. And then we got a little Sonic the Hedgehog, Galaxia, I think is what it's called, in the back. Like I said, don't hold me to them. I don't remember all the names. But we do also have a red cyano that I gotta move because it's getting against the glass. But we have a little one here that's just kind of growing. He's been doing pretty good. Other than that, though, we have had a lot of good coralline algae growing. As you can see, it's all over my blower there, and all over the rocks kind of here and there. So I've been really happy with how the tank has been doing that way. So it's been something that everyone says once you have that purple coralline algae growing, your tank has been established, or it's doing well. So yeah, that's pretty much all we've got in this tank for the updates. Other than that, let me know what you guys want to see, what you guys want to hear about. That feeding schedule, like I said, is something that is only to me, I mean, everyone else is going to feed their tanks a little differently, and they're going to go through different things on their tanks. So just keep that in mind, that that's what works for me. It may not necessarily work for you. Well, guys, that's everything I have for this episode. This is just kind of an update on what goodies we got and stuff like that. We got a lot more meats in the tank that have been doing really well. A lot of the coral has been growing. The zoas have been growing really well as also. So we'll catch you next time.